Hey guys and gals, what's crack-a-lackin'? Spicy here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. What I'm going to be doing today is getting my my little spinning reel set up, lined up. Here in the next couple days, I'm going to go out and do a little bit of test fishing with this. I've done a little review, kind of unboxing review on this PLUSINNO fishing reel and rod combo. If you haven't seen that review, little icon will pop up at the top. Go check it out. Kind of talked about some of the features of this little pole, little telescoping pole. But I've got to I wanted to get some line put on this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little quick video of how I do it. That way, if somebody else that is new to spinning reels, maybe it can help you out. I do want to say I am no fishing expert. I'm just a regular dude who loves to go fishing, and I have messed up quite a few times on spooling a spinning reel, and I have learned the hard way of how to get this right. So I'll show you how I do it, and maybe it can help you along the way. If you are an experienced fisher, and if I'm doing something wrong, why don't you leave it down in the comment section below. So I can better educate myself on this. So this is the PLUSINNO rod and reel combo. What I will be doing is first doing braided fishing line. This is Power Pro braided line, and I will add a monofilament leader on the braided line. So first thing we're going to do is get the braided line on my reel. Let me point you down, I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so before you do anything, make sure you open up your bill. You want that open. That way, when we start on this, everything will be fine. You don't want to put line on it with the bill closed. So make sure it's open. There's several different ways that you can start spooling line on here. I know a lot of times people will use a monofilament line to put a couple wraps on there on the reel. Braided line against the reel itself can be real slippery, so if you get a good sized fish on there and go to pulling on it, it can unravel from the spool. But I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned to bypass having to go from monofilament to braided back to monofilament leader. First thing we're going to put this braided on the reel. With the end of your string, your braided line, I'm just going to tie a knot in the end of the string, and then I'm going to make another knot. There's my knot on the end of the string. Then I'm going to take my string, I'm going to go on my spool, and then tie the string onto the leading string. Alright, that way it creates a slip knot. Now cinch it down tight. Now that I have it on there tight, it don't matter how tight I get it, it's still going to move back and forth on the spool. It's because that braided line is so slick. But I got a little trick to show you. This is black electrical tape. What I'm going to do with my piece of black electrical tape is I'm going to put it on the inside of my spool. Alright. You can see I got a layer of black electrical tape. What that does is it gives, whenever I'm start to reel this braided line on there, first it will hold this line on the spool. Also, if I get a good sized fish and I start pulling hard on the reel, my line is not going to slip. When it starts binding down, it will bind down on that black electrical tape, and it won't unravel on the reel itself. Now we are ready to start spooling your braided line onto your reel. So close your bill, pull it up the pole just a little bit, and you're going to have to hold pressure on that line as you're reeling because you want it to reel onto your reel. You want it to spool on there pretty tight. What I have here is a little handkerchief. That's what I'm going to use to hold this braided line, because this isn't like monofilament. It's not smooth, and if you're holding it tight and you're reeling in, it will burn your finger and it'll cut into your finger. So I'm going to get it started right quick. Alright, I got a few wraps on there. So now I'm going to use my handkerchief, or my bandana. It's not a handkerchief. Use my bandana to hold the line and start reeling it in. Holding a good firm hold on it. Alright, so another thing that I'm doing is I'm laying my spool of line, I'm laying it flat on the ground, on the table, and I'm letting it come off the spool, just off the top of it. You don't want to have it sideways, like you don't want to stick a pencil through there and reel it in sideways, because it won't lay on your reel right, and whenever you go fishing later, you're going to get a lot of twists and kinks in your line. So you want to lay your spool of line down pretty flat when you're reeling in. Alright, let me get some line on here, and I'll tell you when I want to stop loading my reel up with fishing line. Alright, so I got my braided line on the reel. As you can see, you probably about 1/8 of an inch left on my reel to be loaded. I don't want to load any more than that. That's enough for me. Most reels, spinning reels, they'll tell you how much line you can put depending on what size line you're using. I'm using 10-pound braided line. This reel says 10-pound line can hold about 200 yards. I put about 150 yards on there, and that's plenty for me. So what we'll do, we will cut it, run it through the eyes, and then we'll add our monofilament leader to the end of this, and I'll show you how I do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two different colors strands of paracord to show you how I'm going to attach my monofilament leader to my braided line. You're going to take your two lines, you're going to run them parallel to each other like this. With your braided line, you're going to make a loop like that, and then you want to take your end and braid it through your line. Like that, and pull it tight, and do that to your other end. Make a loop and then wrap it around the line, and pull it tight. That way you can pull them together and they are stuck on there. And now they are connected. Then what you want to do, take your pair of fingernail clippers and clip the ends off. Now you have it connected right there. And I'm pulling with everything I got, and that's not coming loose, so that's good. So I only got about 10 feet of the mono on there. I actually stopped it right before it got to my reel, so it don't go all the way to the reel, but it gives me enough of the mono to tie me a bait on. And the reason why I like using a mono leader onto my braided is just for visibility. This mono line is practically invisible underwater, and whereas the braided line, you can see it. If I can see it underwater, so can a fish. And also, this mono line is so much easier to tie baits onto than the braided line. Your braided line, your knots is going to come unloose real easy if you don't use glue and stuff like that on your knots. But I'll just hook this up to my pole and it'll be ready for me to tie on a bait or some kind of bait whenever I get ready to go test this pole out fishing. Alright guys and gals, well that's it. That's putting line on your spinning reel. It really doesn't take that long. It's just whenever I'm trying to explain it to you on camera, it takes a little bit longer to explain than to do it just outright. Hope you found this video helpful. Don't be afraid to use a spinning reel. I use them. I love them. It's my go-to reel. If you've seen that I've done anything that wasn't right, don't be afraid to go down in the comment section below and leave a comment. I'm always learning new things on fishing. So a little criticism ain't gonna hurt nothing. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Until then, remember, everybody's got a little backwoods in them. I'll catch you later.